So this is on page 72, and this is some more stuff about what the overlords had done to create this utopia, which of course I was most interested in to see what Arthur C. Clarke thinks the utopia is based on. So he says here he says that consumer goods were in such unending streams that all the ordinary necessities of life were virtually free. Men worked for the sake of the luxuries they desired, or they did not work at all. So imagine a society in which you could get an apartment and food and utilities and internet, I guess, and that was basically free, or it was free. And every adult above the age of 18, or 18 and above, was entitled to those things as a basic to live. After that, you can do whatever you want. If you want to live even grander than that, so if you want a car, for example, maybe a car isn't free, so if you want a car, then you have to work. Or if you want to join, some expensive golf club, or any kind of luxuries you can think of, then you have to work. So people only work towards what they desire in terms of luxuries. But the basics are always provided. So that's the first thing that happened in this book. And you might have heard of the Zeitgeist project. That is their attempt. They're attempting to do that. They're Marxists, and they believe that we can... I don't know why this stuff still exists, but they think that, okay, communism was bad because humans screwed up the numbers in terms of the prices of various resources. Humans cannot allocate resources correctly because that is what communism depends on. But it failed. But if we make computers do it, we can go back to communism. Now computers can allocate resources. If you want a table made for you, you can put it in the computer and order it, and then it will decide if you get a table or not, and it will allocate the resources and tell the factory to make a table for you, and it'll manage how to send it to you and all that. That's the theory, that we can get back to this. We can, again, Marx, of course, wanted to get rid of private property and manage everything collectively. But human race, as I said, the human race couldn't do it through communism, but if we have these computers that can do it, we can bring it all back through the Zeitgeist project. So that's the first part of what he says is going to happen. As a consequence, in the book here on page 72, he says, crime had practically vanished. It had become both unnecessary and impossible. When no one lacks anything, there is no point in stealing. I'm not so sure if that's quite the reason why there's theft. Usually the rhetoric is that, you see on the media, for example, because the media tends to be pretty biased, they say that crime and violence are out of a lack of something. I guess it's back to the whole idea that Socrates had, that no one, or it was either Plato or Socrates, sometimes it's hard to differentiate them, that no one does evil willingly. It's always from some either ignorance or it's a lack of something. That there is essentially no evil people. There is only people that are desperate or ignorant or whatever it is. That no one actually really wants to hurt people. Now we know that's not true, of course, through all kinds of psychology studies that we have on people who are definitely deranged and definitely evil, or at least maybe they may, and this is kind of the controversy, they may not be evil. They may simply have no emotions, or they can't feel for other people, and there's things like that that kind of make the thing a little more difficult to figure out what's really going on. But this idea that crime is only and violence and etc. essentially bad things are only sourced in people who are missing something. I don't quite think that's the case.